Okay guys, in this tutorial we're gonna learn how to have vertical spaces between elements. Let's say we're gonna have h1 for default heading. So let's have 3 of them for testing purposes, and let's check our results. Okay, so no matter how many spaces you have in editor, that will not influence actually results on a screen. So you're probably wondering, okay, what kind of tags I need to use here? Well, you're gonna use only one, a BR, and you don't need to open it, you don't need to close it, no slashes here, it will just work like it's here. See, there you go. How many of them you can have? Well, it's totally up to you, and you can have it concatenated like a couple of these on the same line. Okay, so that space will not change if you have them one after another. Okay, so if you're reading some examples on internet, you will probably end up with these examples, like BR with a slash, actually with a space and a slash, and a BR with immediate slash. So these operations are like leftovers from previous versions of HTML and XHTML, because right now we have HTML5, but over time those standards develop. So now you're pretty much good to go if you just type BR, and the thing will be automatically recognized by your browser. Whatever you use, like a BR without slashes, with spaces, that will still be recognized by editor. Now, here's the thing. When you learn CSS, you will probably stop using BRs to create vertical differences, because CSS will provide you option to put content into imaginary boxes, and you can have all kind of vertical and horizontal paddings and margins between those boxes where content will reside. So over time you will just drop this BR, but because we are in plain HTML, still we need to know it. Okay, so the next thing is, what about those horizontal lines? Like if you want to have line from here up to here, can you do that? Well, sure. And we're gonna use HR. We don't need to open it and close it. HR with arrows are something that will get the job done. So now there you go. So by default it's kind of very tiny and light gray. So can you use color attribute from tutorials on a font? Well, sure, you can do that. Color equals, let's say, red, and there you go. What about black? Can you turn default light gray to black? Well, sure, that will also work. Let's have it here. Let's say a little bit of space in editor. What I was about black. Okay, so now here we're gonna have solid black, as English people say, solid, man, pure chrome. So so another thing, what about size? I mean the width of these like lines. Can we do something about that? Well, sure, you can type here width, yet another attributes we are learning, and you can set it either in pixels or in percents of page. Percents are very good because we are talking about automatic resizing. So let's say 50%, and the result will be, well, pretty much 50%, and this line will grow when you resize your browser. Okay, so percents are very, very cool. Now let me use pixels here, like 500 pixels, and now that thing will be fixed whatever you do with the size of your browser. Okay, so the next question will be, okay, well, what about size? I mean like a vertical size of these lines. Can we do something about that? Well, sure, we can let's say what I said, I don't know, we can type size equal 20%, where are percents on keyboard. Okay, and that's the result. But now when you resize that, okay, things will pretty much not change, because these things are actually done in a percents. So see, it's pretty much same situation, but when you go to, let's say, 50, then we are talking about pixels. There you go. If you try to change this to percents, then you will get the same result. See, so you can use percents and pixels for width, but for size use just the pixels. You don't need to type px here, that's the CSS thing. Just type number here and browser will think about that number as a pixel number. So yep, guys, that's pretty much it in this tutorial. Don't lose your mind about how to right now beautify or create your pages, because over time you will learn another HTML elements, tags, and especially you have a lot of options with CSS. Okay, so with CSS you have options to structure part of your page. I mean, the basic structure will be done with HTML, but you can rearrange those things even better through usage of additional CSS. So you can have one box here and one box here and advertising here and articles here, and that is very hard to do in pure HTML, but in CSS that's like a couple lines of code. Well, maybe not couple of them, dozens of them, but still it's easier than experiment with the pure hard-coded HTML. Anyway, guys, yeah, but some people will say, what's gonna happen if for width, let's say you use 500 like a percent? What about that? Well, check this madness, refresh, and see this thing down there. Well, it's activated, because right now, no matter what you do, your horizontal line will really be 500 percent. So don't go more than 100%. Just 100 is the maximum. From left to right side, that's okay, but don't go more than 100%. Right, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna shut up in this one, and of course, thanks for watching, and see you in the next tutorial.